Welcome to Duke's United show. Man United have won once again. This is getting lovely, isn't it? Just saying every single game. It feels good, man. It feels good. 3-0. 3-0, lovely victory. Close to my prediction, if you remember. It was 4-0. Said Rashi. I got one of the goal scorers and an assister, but it doesn't count, does it? I said it's a goal scorer. So, yeah, I got a win. I don't know how many points that is. And Rashford in the goal scorers. So, all right, don't worry.
It's decent.
Not too bad. How did you feel about that game, though, Garf?
Good game. Opening 10-15 was, I was like, it's going to be another one of these ones where we can't break down a weak team. And then just some lovely work for the first goal. Casemiro, absolutely lovely on the call. You don't usually see it either from Man United from them sort of positions. And yeah, from there, absolutely dominated. They're the sort of performances you want to see. I don't know where you were watching it, but the commentators I was watching, we come up with a good point, which is many of our fans we've got to realign our thinking about what a great performance from a Ten Hag team is, which is this slow build-up play, keeping possession. You're not going to get excitement, like 90 minutes of excitement. You're going to have these dull patches. And listen, if we win 3-0 every game against these teams and they can take on a Man City and do well against them, then you can't argue with it. So yeah, decent all round for me.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. While we're in that transition period, I think that's what we're going to get. Until we get a full Ten Hag team that we know, he knows exactly what he wants and he's going to get that, that's when we're going to start seeing us battering teams. But at the moment, I can see, this is why I'm happy with the results, of course. I'm happy with the performances as well. But when it comes to like thinking about the next Premier League game against City, this kind of performance won't cut it, if you get what I mean. It won't be enough. Even to compete with them, if you get what I mean. It's one of them ones. If we let them have the chances Bournemouth had, think about the chances Bournemouth had today.
No, 100%. Yeah.
You can't let that happen against City.
No,
they will eat you up in 10 minutes. You're 4-0 down. Like, you can't have that. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, I can see that we can beat all these other teams that are not much. They're much of a muchness, aren't they? And but as soon as you get to the big boys, it's a big difference. And it's weird because think go on. You say what you're saying there. Go on.
No, sorry, no. I was just agreeing with you. I was going to say that it's when you see the scores come out and I give the players, you wouldn't know that we won 3-0. But we're like, I'm happy. I'm elated. The team's doing well, but it's not like we just had one of the best performances I've ever seen. Bournemouth were poor, and exactly what you're saying, man. We gave away a couple of De Gea again, putting out a couple of important saves for us.
Whole load of them right-handed saves, madness. But that's the thing. It's like I say, we played okay. The floodgates seemed to open once we got our goals. If you got our first goal, things started to calm down a bit and look like, right, they're looking like they're dead now. We can like open them up. We've softened them up. You know, like when a boxer goes in the ring and he doesn't want to go mad in the first rounds because he wants to make sure that the guy punches himself out a little bit before he can go for it. And it's like that with United. It's like we play a bit tentative, and then all of a sudden we get a goal up and we start relaxing. But one of the things that I didn't like, again, look, Shaw played very well. That passage of play was amazing for his goal. And then, like, I felt like we just become a bit easy to get at after that point. After we scored that second goal, it wasn't Shaw on his own, but we're in behind him quite a bit. And I was thinking, he's looking a bit tired. Why don't we bring Malassi on now? And then, like, we just seem to be letting chances happen left, right, and centre. I was like, wait a minute, this is the same Bournemouth. What's going on? But anyway, it was a good game. We won the game 3-0, another clean sheet. And again, the manager knew how to change it up and when to change it up. I got 5 points for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mention them all. And then you can talk to me about whether you agree or whatever and what you think. Yeah. These are the things I saw in the game. Casemiro, master string puller. Yeah. Because the minute he done what he done, he scores his goal. And he made an odd mistake in the beginning when that's unlike you, Casemiro, to pass the ball to no one. And then after that, he's just pulling strings everywhere. And then second point I realize is Donny could be done out here. I think that injury, you could see, he was so upset that he had to come off. He's probably going to be out for a while again. I think this might be his chance. This is his last chance gone. His last chance to Loon might be
Just,
done.
the worst thing that just quickly, he was just getting into the game as well. He started slowly, but he was just getting into the game as well. And I was like, "Oh, do you know what? You're aggressive. I like this about you, mate. You're getting involved." And then, poor geezer.
That's what hurts. That's what hurts a lot. But then the third point I thought was Shaw gets in on the action. And the thing that was really nice was that he played and then he moved forward and Rashford played it right back in his path. That's what I do in my coaching sessions. Like, make sure you come at me at full pace. I'll play it back into you and you've got to push it in step. Stop trying to outstep it. I even did it today with my coaching session. And it was just lovely to see. Pushed it past his man. Player couldn't get it. Plays it out wide. It goes further out. And then he continues his run and gets on the end of it. It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. So, Shaw, hats off to you. And for me, point number 4, Wan-Bissaka looks solid again. He stopped stopped everybody's passing was on point. He's laying balls back for balls to be put in. Everything he done was absolutely on point. And I really like his defensive work. He makes me feel calm at the back, like very, very calm. So it's weird now because we've now got a Delo situation who is more fluid in going forward. But I think defensively, Wan-Bissaka is a bit of a beast. So we got 2 fullbacks that we have no worries about now. So whoever plays, I do not care. And point number 5, Rashford scores 4 and 4. Absolute king at the moment. So there are the 5 points. You can go to take that away.
To be fair, they're all players, so I'll get into them in depth when we get into the player ratings. But I'll go just on the Wan-Bissaka point. What you're saying, this is what I was saying about all this talk about us getting a right back in, which was I think we're all right there as long as Wan-Bissaka's on form like he is today defensively. You can tell the moment Dalot comes on the difference that he brings in the attacking sense. But against teams like a Man City or even an Arsenal, we may not want a Dalot out there.
Yeah,
we may want a Wan-Bissaka style player out there. So listen, I don't think we need to be looking at that position at all. It's a striker for me. As much as I like Martial, I think that's our number 1 priority now, and a real striker. As much as I like Felix, that's something extra as well, because that's a different type. I'm talking about a striker, mate. You know what I mean? So, but decent performance, and Wan-Bissaka, solid fella. So
you know the issue with that, is we got a loan option, and there isn't much out there for loan. So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it purely from the understanding as just footballing with my eyes, And Felix, I feel like he can come into this side and blend with the 3. Like, he could just blend straight in and do a job. And the way he scores goals, the way he finishes, I've looked at his game. I've looked at the way he can dribble with the ball. I've looked at his inventiveness on the ball, his technique, his ability to bring others into play. It just looks like it would be a perfect fit. Even forget stats. I'm not even just looking at, there's his stats. That's what he's done in the past. It doesn't always work like that. And for me, I can see him being a nice fit. And the great thing is you don't have to spend 100 mil and see if it works. Get him on loan and see if it works. So that's my point. I really believe someone like that. And the thing, what's funny, I've been saying that from day one when lots of people know. And now look, the manager's actually been interested in did you hear that we actually was interested in him and we asked about him at the start of the season?
No, there you go.
We actually
on loan.
Said no.
Yeah, well, that would have been 110 on loan. It's 50. Like people are raising an eyebrow at 15 mil loan fee. I think that's reasonable for a Felix. I think that's very reasonable because what you're getting, you'll have some of that taken off the transfer fee in the end as well, a little bit. So it's a 5 mil transfer fee. But
they don't want to transfer at the end. So that's where the problem arises.
Oh, is it? I'd still definitely give it a go on the loan because this is the problem with Felix is this: it's a lot of money, and it could be another one of those situations where it's like if it don't work, we lose again. You know what I mean? And it's not about his stats because he's playing for a Simeone Atletico Madrid team. Like, let's face it, you ain't scoring for them, Nate. No one's scoring for them, mate. You know, I mean, like R9's ending the season with 7 goals and 8 assists, mate. You know what I mean? So, I'm still like they win the league with 52 goals scored. You know, that's mental. So I'd love to see it, but we need a striker. But no, listen, great. I'm happy with what I'm seeing, man. I'm sure you are. Like for yourself with your pros eyes, I feel like I can see a happiness around the players, or if that's the right word, a stress lifted off their shoulders almost from last season is what it feels like, man. So I'm happy with it.
We're proactive, mate. We're proactive now. We're moving forward with the ball. We're making runs off the ball, which we never. One thing I didn't like is when players keep telling players to move. Like the defense, it's like Maguire and Lindelof have to keep pointing all the time. It's like, just let them do their thing and just give them the ball quick and let's make things happen. But anyway,
did you see Maguire doing the Casemiro at the corner? Because I'm sure Casemiro was just smiling, laughing. He was like, "No, mate, I do. I'm pleasing, bro." Because Maguire's pointing at Casemiro at the corner, going, "You stand there." Casemiro's just like, I'm sure he's doing the no Pablo Anglais, son. No Anglais, mate. Sorry, fella.
I don't know how to say your name, bro, but it's Saidi. I know it's Saidi, but I don't know. Mutsinzi Saidi said fakes, bro. Well, explain to me what that means, mate. A bit more to that. I'll read it out for you, mate. But let's get straight into the player ratings because it was good. It was a good game. De Gea, what are you giving De Gea? Because I'm going to put mine up.
7.
Say yours.
Yeah, 7. It's a straight 7, mate. Yeah, it could have been an 8. This is what I mean. It could have been an 8. He pulled out some magnificent saves for us. I just think it was one of them ones where they were saves that needed to be made. So, but yeah, it's an 8. I can see an 8. I can see an 8 now if I can, bro. So yeah, 7, 8.
He was called on to make a few too many saves for my liking, and I'm just giving him an 8 because he, earlier on in the game it was real quiet for him, and then all of a sudden it becomes he needs to do bits for us. So again, he's diving, saving, and headers are not easy. You don't know where they're gonna go. So again, I think he done a great job there. Well done, De Gea. That's you, mate. Wan-Bissaka.
So yeah, solid 7 for Wan-Bissaka. Solid 7 for Wan-Bissaka. I think we said everything we need to say to start with him, didn't it? He is what he is. We know what we've got with him. His passing ain't as bad as you think it is. It's just sometimes it is an atrocity. But I mean, he ain't doing things that we'll talk about Maguire's passing in a minute. He ain't doing things like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 7.
What was that?
Good game for him. Yeah, good game for him.
Oh, that was funny. But yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is. You know what? The thing is, I don't know how people somehow change their whole perception of who he is and what he's about. It's like everyone just thought he's just no good whatsoever all of a sudden. But it's like the memory's gone because he was always good, in terms of defensive and also passing and keeping the ball. It just doesn't look great, like we've always said. But today he looked calm, he looked comfortable, he looked fine. Everything was fine. And then he jogs up to his man. He's like, come on, then. Take me. Try and take me if you want. Yeah. They never do. They never want to take him because they know they're getting slapped and put on YouTube, getting slapped all over the place. They don't want none of it. So, yeah, Wan-Bissaka, well done, mate. Done well.
He keeps that high line well as well. He keeps that high line very well. So Ten Hag will like that. Exactly. Maguire, man. Listen, there's other players that are as bad as him today, but it's a 6, and it's a standard 6. It's a bog average 6. Are you going 7? No, yeah.
You see what this? I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute.
No, we're the same. The difference is you start on a 6, I start on a 5, so it is the same score, really. It's just a standard performance from him. Like I always say, like that back pass, he's got one of them or two of them in him every game, and sometimes not even that often. Occasionally, that's costing us a goal. Yeah. But yeah, solid enough performance for him. To be fair, solid enough performance.
Yeah, you know what? We got a clean sheet, and the little things that he didn't really count. As sometimes these things happen, and you're like, bloody hell, it's him again. But his little mistakes didn't go towards anything. He got a clean sheet, exactly. Some rust off as well. And he done okay. He done what any defender should be able to do in a game like this. And so that's what I mean about that. You're going to get a 7 if you're going to just do okay. And he done okay. I know, that ball, you're thinking, oh, no, I hope we do not let a goal in from this. Remember the header? Yeah. That's your man. Good job he didn't score. Otherwise, he would have got more. But he didn't. So I'm thinking, you know what? Well done. He done okay. I'm going to give
exactly what, yeah.
But it could have been very different.
No, we're exactly the same. Like I say, it's just we start on different points, mate. It's exactly that. He done well. So that's fair. Like he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do, Frey Thompson, mate. He's got a lot to do to rehabilitate. But yeah, again, listen, I've heard rumours that Ten Hag's come out and specifically said that he wants to keep him through January. So,
maybe Newcastle in the summer. We'll see. I'd like him to go to a Newcastle, Chelsea, or Leicester or something like that. So I just like him to be somewhere like that where he's more comfortable. And I don't think he's comfortable at United, and I don't think he ever will be, to be fair. So if I'm him, I'm leaving and I'm going to another team who are surging up, but there's not as much expectation on him, if you get what I mean. So that's what I'd do. Lindelof.
Yeah, 6 again. The same, exactly everything I just said. Everything I just said about Maguire, mate. Exactly the same with Lindelof. Great, solid performance. So I'm guessing exactly the same what you said about Maguire is the same for Lindelof, mate. Yeah, and they're both. Listen, you can just tell that there's a better atmosphere around the team because they're both playing, but everyone's playing better. Lindelof's another one that looks far more comfortable in this team. So, 6, 7.
I think he got a 7 as well because he got his clean sheet. And he didn't do much wrong. And he wasn't called upon to do too much either. But the thing is, what I feel like is I always feel a little bit like they're playing on Lindelof and Maguire. Like they want to play on them. And I'm sure in the changing room, that's what I'd be selling my guys. Listen, make sure you're playing on Maguire and Lindelof because that's where we'll get most of our joy. We're not going to really get as much joy off Shaw or Wan-Bissaka. So let's try and do everything intricate in and around these two boys. And the thing is, they done okay. Simple as that. And they're good squad players for now. And look, that's what they came in for, to give the other boys a rest, and they done their job. So you know what, Lindelof, hats off to you, mate. You're always going to be a 7. You're a solid 7 out of 10 player. So that's you. So you never even do less than a 7 or more than a 7. You're just a 7. So you should be called Mr.
You've already said it, man. Him and Maguire now. I mean, Maguire, I agree with you. Maybe move on somewhere, but they're exactly what they need to be, which is squad players. We've got Martinez and Varane as our starters, and that's a solid option. Lindelof. Lindelof is a solid option, man. So I have no problem with it. Shaw for me was an 8 today. Yeah. I know we've almost had this whole conversation before we started the show. But 8 for me. I thought he was magnificent again today. I thought he run up and down. The transition play was magnificent. His passing game was magnificent. Got his goal, obviously, with a lovely bit of play.
Changing it up, sorry, isn't it? You're right. I made a mistake.
And then, like I said, and then his pass for Bruno, for Bruno's assisting to Rashford for that final goal. I just thought it was great game today. And again, I just need to see him hold on to this form for 2 years, man. Not 6 months at a time, then 6 months doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Do it. It's you know what? Now Ten Hag's there. He can't afford to not do. He knows he won't be in the side if he drops any amount. He won't be in the side at all. So we know, and he's playing very, very well. Look, he's played centre back now. He's gone back to left back, and he gets a goal as well. You know, and he didn't even really want to use that right foot. He loves that so much. You know, when he had to come across the pitch and he had to back it out, and then he had to finally use his right foot in the end. But it was funny. Freight also says Lindelof was on check for Maguire. Dude guided him well. Well done. Yeah. You know what? That's what I'm saying. They both did okay, and I'm happy for them. But Shaw, definitely much better. I think he did relax a bit too much after he scored his goal because they seemed to be getting in behind him quite a bit. Maybe it's because he was going forward too fast, but forward too much and couldn't get back as much. And thinking, you know what? Let me just take my chances here. And so end of the day, still got the clean sheet, Shaw. And you scored, so people are going to be buzzing on you. Shaw, anytime, anywhere. But we know Shaw is a bad man. Like, he does not let people beat him often. He does not let people beat him in the air often. He gets past people. He keeps the ball under pressure. He does everything you want from a left back. Like, remember the year before when he was actually better than like your Robinson for the whole season. Yeah. When we called him Shilberto Carlos, like he's back to them levels now and even better. So I'm buzzing for Shaw. Shaw. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. And you know who else keep doing what they're doing? This man,
it's just gonna be
this man here. This man.
It's another 8. Yeah, it's another 8, mate. It's another 8. That's what I mean. Sure him tied for man of the match for me, at least. He is my man of the match, you know. He's my man of the match again. I'm actually. It doesn't surprise me, mate. His passing is. Yeah. We talk about not since Carrick, and listen, no disrespect to Carrick. Carrick was amazing. This geezer's far better than Carrick. Like his passing is ridiculous. What I really like is his through balls that just cut out a man, and it gives us an attacking impetus out of nothing. Just out of nothing, all of a sudden, Garnacho's in space, or Rashford, or Martial, they've got a bit of space, or an Eriksen, or a Bruno, they've got a bit of space, and we've got an attack out of nothing. He's magnificent. One of the best signs I've seen.
You know what? I've run
out Man United for a while.
This guy.
You know,
it's unbelievable. It's like, you know what? what's the point? Just say you do what you're doing. Like you're a number 8. You're an 8 every time you play now. No matter what you do, you're an 8. You're just unbelievable. I cannot believe this guy is as good as this. And Real Madrid let him go. That's mad. Like, they must have let him go like 2 or 3 years before he's supposed to be let go. Like, this is an accident by them.
Yeah, but listen, no disrespect to the Spanish, no disrespect to the Spanish league, but look at Modric, like look at Iniesta, look at Xavi. You can play as a centre midfielder in Spain until 37, mate, at the top of your game, and that's what I'm saying about him. I think we've still got 5 years out of him in the Premier League still, as long as he stays injury free.
The only thing is his pace, ability to like move, so that might dwindle. I remember when Matic came, he was very good in the first season. Then after that, his legs went to pot. Like he turned into like.
It depends who you put next to him, though. It depends who you put next to him, though. If you get a Bellingham next to him, who's got all the energy in the world that can cover that, and because Matic on his day, even at the end, remember what we were saying towards the end of last season or whenever, last season, he was our best defensive midfielder. He could still play as long as he had someone next to him that could do the running and the legwork. Yeah, listen. Yeah. You're right. I've run out of superlatives for Casemiro, mate. I'm so happy we've got him. So happy.
A match it is, though. Frey again. Frey's on it today. Casemiro brings class and experience to the midfield. Yeah. Spectacular display tonight, as he does every night now, as we know.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mr. Dependable. Eriksen, upped his game today.
Solid 7. Yeah, solid 7 for me, for Eriksen. Again, Eriksen's one of them players that if you're not watching this, I said about him like a couple of weeks ago, if you're not watching him every minute of the game, you could quite easily think, what's he done today? Because you've missed the intricate little bits of play, the link-up play that he brings into games, just his movement around that centre midfield that drags other centre midfielders with him. As much as I love Casemiro, I think, to be fair, that Eriksen's the cleverest footballer on the pitch, I reckon. Like spatial awareness style.
Left foot spray to the other side, pinpoint to Bruno's foot. I was like, oh my goodness me, that's unbelievable. Let me just stop right here, though, because we've got quite a few new faces on here. Please, I just want to say, if you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and please comment. Tell us what you thought, and we'll read them out. We'll read it all out. So that's what we're here for. We're here to tell our story on how we saw the game and talk about your story, how you saw the game. And if you want to come on the show as well, you can always ask and we can get you on. So perfect. Let's move on anyway. Olagoke Teafik Ombolaji says, I think Manchester United is almost there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Olagoke, I said the same thing. I said the same thing at the start of this before we come along. I was like, we're only one good game for Man United and a bad game for Arsenal away from discussing maybe a run at the title. Oh, not today, Nathal. Not today. Not today, didn't mate.
I've actually made a new prize today. You've got man of the match and you've got the doo-doo prize. So we've got the doo-doo prize here as well. So it's not going to be nice to see who gets that. Sorry, Nat. I'm sorry, but we have to give the doo-doo prize to someone. Eriksen, who's his class? He's class. He's clever as hell. He reminds me of Scholes in a certain way. Obviously, not as kind of feisty, but he's got that kind of ability to play balls, spray it everywhere, and he's just like you say, very clever at what he does. All the little things he does, like luring people in, popping it 1-2, just keeping it moving nicely. He's the perfect like foil for Casemiro at the minute, and it's just I'd like to get a younger player in that's going to now take over for him when he obviously he's getting on a bit now. He's still got quite a few years to keep going, but we do want some younger legs in there that can come in for him when he's not playing. And I don't think we got another player like him in that kind of mold. So yeah, Eriksen, definitely a 7. Let's go with 1 second. We've got Nathali says, not his fault. Marshall should have scored. What a joker. Oh well, that. Bruno.
I like the loyalty. He's standing by his player. Bruno today. Yeah, listen, I know you say he got the assist at the end, but for me it's a 6. He was very wasteful today. This was the worst of Bruno. I think for people who don't like Bruno, this is the sort of game that gives him a lot of ammunition, a lot of wasteful passes. He's still magnificent. He still works hard. And this is what I'm saying. I'm giving him a 6, and he's still got an assist today. That's how good I think Bruno is. I just think he wasn't at the high standards he set for himself is the best way to put it. He weren't quite up there. But I can see a 7. I can easily see it.
Well, look, I felt the same. I felt a bit let down because he was giving a few balls away, but so did Casemiro, then so did Maguire, then so did Lindelof. And then I was thinking, why is everyone giving the ball away today? Like, when they shouldn't do, at times when they just should. But it happens. It happens. But, when Bruno does it, because we does it so much, like in so many other games, you're thinking, not again, Bruno, please, just make sure it gets there. And then he gets his assist. He continues to work hard. And I'm telling you, this guy, another assist. Like, it's too many assists. You can't miss. You're going to miss that. If he wasn't playing today, no one else can do what he's done again. Like, and he's playing on the right. He was playing on the right. Like, that's massive.
Yeah, no, to be fair, that's when he was the most ineffectual, though, weren't it? When he's out, it was when he got moved back into the centre when Garnacho came on. Is when he got it. This one, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand where the hate for Bruno comes from, Nath. I don't get it, mate, because I think this. I mean, like, I won't go this harsh, man. It's a 6 for me. He done it more, a lot more. You're saying Casemiro gave the ball away, so did not as much as Maguire as Bruno did today. Bruno gave it away a lot. Yeah. So I know where people are coming from, but I think you missed.
That right, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
We knew management better than the last 7 years. Completely, 100% true comment there. We've been absolutely dying for the last 7 years. And now we're finally seeing some proper football coming through. And we're still not there yet. This is the thing. We're still not there. We need to get to that next level. We've got other players to come back. We've got players like Anthony to start getting on form. Sancho to start getting on form. Diallo. So, Abi Batu. He says, hi, guys, from Senegal in West Africa. Lovely to see you on here. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notifications for the next time we're on. And you can get to obviously jump on the show as well. We got your views as well, guys. Right, so Donny, just starting to come into the game.
Yeah, it's a 6, though. It is a 6, man. He was just starting to get into the game because he was a bit wasteful to begin with, a bit rash. But yeah, then like you said, the injury, like, is it over for him? It possibly is. Is he just this level of player, a squad player, like a body? You know what I mean? Because that's what he feels like now, Nath. I agree. I agree with you. I also saw it for the longest time that he's got something about him, and it's still there, just a spark. But we're never going to see it, I don't think, in a Man United shirt, which is unfortunate.
You know what? I looked at the starting lineup, and I'm thinking, why has he always got to play like in these kind of games where like someone position, like you've got Fred, you've got Bruno out of position now, and he got to go in the hole. It's like he's trying to just shoehorn him in and give him minutes. Like, it's not gonna work with that kind of way anyway. I just want to see him with his like a Garnacho on one side, Rashford on the other, Anthony up front, and then just give Bruno a little bit of a rest and let Donny try and start and see what we can do, and then take him off. He's not playing well, put Bruno back on. And I just don't like to see when players get their chance and it's not really the fast flowing, efficient, the most efficient side you can play with. But he just has to work with it. And now he's got an injury. Hopefully it's not a bad one. Hopefully he can come back and still be in the squad in the next few weeks and continue trying to get his chance. But it looks like the door's about to shut on him. That's all I can see. That's all I can say about him. And you're right. John Jones says United. That's what we're all about. Donny could be done out here. So
if that's John Bones Jones, get this heavyweight title fight booked in the UFC. I need to see it, mate. I need to see it.
But Garnacho jumped on for him, so I'm going to put him straight on the list as well because he's very well.
Yes, this is list. It's not quite an 8. It's a high 7 though. I can't. It's not an 8, but it's high 7. Another assist, done very well. Well, I can see it. Done very well. Yeah, but because Donny, I can see it though, because there's probably still £30 million worth of bit of talent there that we could get some money for. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Garnacho, listen, this kid excites me every time I see him. He seems to do something every time he comes on, every time he plays. It's rare. I think I've given him 1-6 since he's been playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Every other game's been 7 or 8, or I even gave him a 9 once. He's absolutely fantastic. He's the best youth talent I've seen obviously Greenwood, but that's done. And so, but since that, a long time, Garnacho. Yeah. He's got fire in his feet, magic in his boots, whichever cliche you want, mate. You know what I mean? So
he's got an assist today, and also he cuts in and hits it as he cuts in. And that's perfect because you don't allow the keeper to set himself. And then it just didn't get enough curl on it to make that a goal. But look, if someone's able to set up a goal from coming on just before halftime, basically 45 minutes of football, he set up a goal, hit the post, and he just looks dangerous. And also, first minute of the second half, he gets taken down because the player fouls him from behind. So that's another one. So yeah, he's done very, very well on the right. And I like that. To have pace on both sides is very, very important in a team, in any team. But Facebook user says Donny seems too slow around the pitch. Diallo so says we don't really need Van at the moment. Let's play with Casemiro and McTominay and Bruno. Okay. Donny Van der Beek, you're saying, yeah, we have Fred. Don't be afraid. Fred has been on it recently as well. So
the pastor, mate. The pastor's a good backup player. Another good squad player, mate. The pastor. So
yeah. Pastor Fred on it, mate. Sophia Young says we really need Van at the moment. I want to see him in. I want to see him being given a chance. Just when you want to give Bruno a bit of a rest, I want to see him come and do a job for us. But I think people are expecting too much from that kind of player as well. He's not that kind of player. It's like I don't see him as an assistant. Someone who's going to assist 15 goals in a season. I think he's a link man. He's a link man who's part of your side, and that's what he is. It's like a Fred, but not the way Fred plays. If you get what I mean, Fred, you don't expect much from him. You don't think, he should get me a goal. He should get me assist. You just think he's going to keep the ball moving. He's going to be a rash. And the same with the Donny. It's like he's going to keep the ball moving. He's not going to be a rash. He's just going to keep the ball moving and play intelligent passes that will beat a man who's coming in to press you hard. And then you now got an overload. That's what you have with the Donny Van der Beek. But again, if the other players are not on it, then he's the kind of player who won't look good. And that's it. But Facebook user says, good times ahead for United. And hi, guys, watching you from Kampala, Uganda. Love it. Love it. The African crew are in the building today. Love it, love it, love it. Let's move on to the next man then, because the man of the hour is Mr. Rashford.
Another solid game. Another real solid game from Rashford. This is the thing with giving Casemiro and Luke Shaw, and it's not quite there for me. So it's another 7, but
it was a man.
Yeah.
I'm giving him an 8 because he was.
I can see it, mate. Yeah, I can see it, Dave. Yeah, listen, you're going to say exactly, so go for it, mate. Because
Yeah, he's a live wire. He's on it. Like he's even from the right. He's dropping shoulders and running down the line, and then he got 2 men to beat, and he's got 2 quick feet touch in between them. Nearly gets a goal there. He's had a few shots gone wide, and he gets his goal at the end. He just looks like he's a live wire, and nobody can stop him when he's at these kind of levels. Put him left, right, or centre. He'll kill you. He will kill you. And I'm happy to have him in our side because he's got his timing right. It's weird, yeah, because I've always said this thing. Rashford, he's one of them players that when he's on it, he's on fire. He probably doesn't even know how he's on fire. He just feels on fire and plays on fire. And then you've got like a player like when he's off it, it's very hard for him to get back to that because he doesn't know what got him there, if you get what I mean. Like Mbappe, when he's like comes in the preseason, he'll probably know because it's like his mind is a bit different. It's like I know how to do to unlock you. I know how to slow you down and pace you out. How many times did you see when Rashford's not on his game, he tries to run his man, but his man's already running down the line, or you know what I mean? That kind of stuff is what I see with him. But look, I just got to see him stay red, man. Stay red with the arrow up. Keep the arrow up, Rashford. You are killing it, man. That's all that matters. So yeah, go on. You can finish up on.
No, but this one, I knew you were going to say exactly everything you said, Nath. Couldn't say it better myself. I can't really even put anything extra to it apart from the mentality side of it. Is exactly what I've been saying about him when he's out of form, which was he just looks like he's got the world on his shoulders for some reason, and he's shaking that off. And we're seeing. I know, obviously, that we had a great conversation last Thursday about player of the season, but he's getting there, man. He's getting so close to becoming what we were talking about 18 months, 12 months ago, like world-class potential. So,
100%. Sophia Young says, I really love what Rashford is doing at this point. Man, you can't do without him at the attacking place. 100%. No, yeah. We need 100%. Him in there. And we saw that against Wolves as well. Even for how good Garnacho is and he created the odd few chances, we still needed Rashford in that front 3 lineup at the minute, and he's proven to be the main man of all our strikers because, Martial's the next man we need to talk about.
Yeah, listen, Rashford's had poor games today. He's been playing well for a while, so it's fair for him to have. I'm not going to dig him out too much. It's a 6 though, and it's a base 6 as well. You know what I mean? Like he missed a couple of I don't want to call them clear cut, but if you're a striker, they're still hard. So when you're going straight 5, there you go. I was being generous. There you go. Yeah, they're still hard, but
right.
Like I say, it's a base 6, man. It's a standard 5 of 6. It is what it was. He was poor today, man. And if you saw the game, you know exactly what we're talking about. He was
yeah. To be fair, look, it's one of them things where when Martial plays, sometimes he doesn't do much, and then you'll get a goal out of nothing, and he'll just be on the pitch, and it's like the game passes him by quite a bit. And this could have been one of them games again where he didn't really have much input in the game. But he could have just had that header and walked off and gone home, and everyone's like, he scored again.
Yeah, it's a great shout.
But then when he doesn't score, they say, oh, look at him, he was poo, he didn't do nothing. Well, that's strikers for you, mate. You remember Haaland? He has 3 touches in the game and scores. And you're like, he scored 2 goals. And like that's what they were saying. The least touches in the whole game, Haaland, and he's bagged 2 or 3. And you're like, how the hell's he done that? He ain't even touched the ball in the whole game. But it doesn't matter. Strikers, it really doesn't matter. If he scored that header, everybody will still be loving him, and that'll be it. But the thing is, we do need a potent player who can score them kind of goals every time on tap. And he hasn't got that, but he does have other stuff. I do like his link-up play today. Even last game, his link-up play was still good, getting hold of it well, maneuvering out the way, putting people in. It was still good. But the only thing is, you've got to score, and you've got to be more proactive. That's what I want to see from him. He ain't as proactive as you like your striker to be. Like, when Rashford's up front, he's trying to make runs. He's trying to make runs everywhere. And he's just waiting to try and continue getting balls in and try and put Rashford in over the top. That's what I want to see Martial doing now. I don't want to see you running around at 80%. I want to see you running at 100%, trying to shut people down. But again, will you get injured if you do that? I don't know.
Well, this is what I was supposed to say. After the last 2 performances from Martial, I'd definitely bench him because the 2 cup games, I'd play Rashford through the centre, give Garnacho his starts, maybe even start Elanga, but more likely Anthony or Sancho if he's back, and just say, look, you're an impact sub for 5 games. We're saving you for Man City and have him at 100%. Because this is what I think about Martial is against teams like Bournemouth, it's very difficult for a player like Martial because he's all about backing into defenders, taking it. But you're playing against defenders that's their game. This isn't the poor at Man City, whose game's about like outthinking you. Bournemouth centre backs, they're about outmuscling you, and so you stop getting the ball, and then you've done nothing all game. I'm sure you've had games like it yourself, mate. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's 86 minutes, you've done nothing, or whenever he came off, it was, and it's poor. So, but I'd keep him fresh for Man City because we've got no one else, have we? With now Ronaldo's gone, it's only Rashford that's playing through the centre, mate. So,
Martial's a young player. Diallo says he plays so good with the ball. So I mean, he is good on the ball, but you want shots. You want the player to have 3-4 shots in a game. He didn't really have much. He just had that one header, didn't he? Really. So I love this boy Garnacho. He's a good, but Sancho, Rashford, Martial, and Elanga. You know what? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't think Elanga's at the levels that we need. And funnily enough, I don't think he's at the levels of Everton. But if they want to take him, please take him on loan and let him have minutes in the Prem. And let him prove me wrong as well. And let him prove everyone else.
No, I think he's that level. No, I can see him at Leicester and Everton. I definitely can. So, I don't think he's quite that bad. Well, I mean, just as a squad player. Just as a squad player, mate. We're talking about Everton, though.
He goes in Leicester. Who comes out? Vardy don't come out because he's up front. Barnes don't come out on the wing. Who comes out? The other side? I don't know.
Just it's just rotation option. That's what I'm saying. That's his level, mate. That's his level, is what I'm saying. Rotation option at Leicester and Everton. So
and then we have obviously everyone else who came on. You had Fred who came on.
Sixes throughout.
Lika who came on. You got whoever came on, but it didn't really make much difference apart from Garnacho who came on for half the games. That was good. But Mr. Eric Ten Hag, we have to give him something because he's the man.
Listen, I missed the last game. I gave him a 9 because you can't really fault him for anything. He done exactly what it said on the tin. We beat Bournemouth 3-0, so it's a 9. It is what it is for me. I love 100% Diallo.
I'm giving him the same because again, it's a 3-0 again. It's a clean
3-0.
Clean.
Moving
up the table again. We're ahead of Newcastle Well,
no, we're goal difference. We're level. Yeah, we've got a game in hand, though. Yeah,
Newcastle. Once we win our game in hand now, we've got game in hand on the exact same points. Not a game in hand with 3 points behind anymore. So we've caught up. We're doing our thing. We have got City next. We just have to put a dent in there. We have to get the dentist out.
I'll take the draw. I'll take the draw against City, Nathan. I really will. To keep the momentum going, I'll take the draw. I want the win, obviously, because I think if we win, does that put us within a point of City?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So if we can win, and you know what? I don't want City winning the league anyway. If anyone else is going to win the league, I'd rather Arsenal win it anyway. But again, looking at Arsenal's squad, it's like,
if they lose Odegaard, if they lose the Martinelli,
how are they going to win it with such a tight squad? But look, Liverpool did it. They did it.
Yeah, exactly. You just stay injury free, mate. Yeah.
So they did a job, mate. They did a job. But look, this has been absolutely amazing. Getting the people on that we got on. Some very new faces on there. Just make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you just hit the subscribe button. That's the main thing. So you can join us every time. We will be back on Thursday. Look at my top going all crazy. But we will be back on Thursday on the weekly show on all the gossip that goes on. We've got everyone. We've got a few people from different channels as well that come on here. And it's very good. Have a look on our channel and go to live, hit the live, and it will come up with all our videos. I don't know why YouTube's gone all crazy now where it's hard to find the videos, but you just have to click on live and it will show you all our past videos, all the past guests that we had on, ex-football players that we've had on as well. I've actually got Wes Brown. I spoke to Wes Brown the other day. My little one's good friends with them. They play at each other's house. So he's actually said he'll come on the show as well.
Yeah.
So we will have him on. And guess who I bumped into today as well? Joleon Lescott. So he might be coming on for the City game.
Mate, Joleon Lescott was a well underrated bowler, mate, centre back. People just never gave him any credit. He was decent for years, mate, Joleon Lescott, bruv.
Yeah, he's a proper defender. And
proper.
When we went up to the Prem, I actually told Wigan, listen, get Joleon. Because I told him get Jason Roberts, and I said get Joleon. They didn't listen. It was only $3 million. It was only worth $3 million at the time. It was at Wolves. Killing it at Wolves, and that's like, listen, the player that I would say to get Joleon, and they didn't.
Yeah, mate.
Didn't want to pay the $3 million at the time, and he ended up going to City, innit? So,
and ripping up for another 4 or 5 years as well, there, didn't he? So
playing for England and winning leagues. Yeah. Oh well, what can you do? Thanks a lot for coming on the show, Garf. It's been great. Thanks a lot, everybody. Comments, everybody watching. It's been absolutely amazing. Like I say, we will see you guys on Thursday and also on Friday, because we've got 2 things on Thursday because the game's on Friday, isn't it? At 8 o'clock. We'll also see you on Friday after the game again at 10:15. So let's just say what we normally say. Peace out.